All right, got that up and running, got this up and running. All right, perfect. Looks like we got everyone here. All right, perfect. All right, everybody, so welcome back on this lovely Friday. I'll be honest with you, it looks like a crappy morning so far, but that doesn't stop us from still doing some trading. The only thing that looked pretty good this morning was this PIK. My God, this thing had such a great pop, great rally early this morning. Right around 8 o'clock, we started right around 7:30, 7:45. Some of you got this nice little run up right here from 5:30. Stock ran a little bit over 6:30. Nice little move. Like the push. Stock's testing yesterday's resistance levels, so got kind of like that stock right there. We're going to keep an eye on it. But as everything else that's going on for a day like today, Friday, you listen. I have to remind you guys every Friday, and Mondays, Friday mornings. Going into a weekend, a lot of people only come out with news. Don't get a lot of earnings announcements. I don't know. I hear too much going on with the war over there in Russia and Ukraine. Is still like same things going on. Oil's obviously picked up again, over $100 again. Some of you probably thinking like, oh, the market's going to drop, oil's going to go down. Listen, that ain't going anywhere. Okay, it's just basically, listen, the stock had a huge rally. Oil had such a big rally, and some of the energy stocks we did really, really well. So if you can't trade the commodity, you could always trade some stocks of the energy stocks. But this ain't going anywhere. But I'm going to keep an eye on some other stocks that obviously could still affect by it. And, we'll see what happens when the president talks to the Chinese president and see what's happening with that. But anyway, let's go over what we traded yesterday. I want to start off talking with PIK. So this stock yesterday had a really, really, really nice run. Let me bring this up over here and show you what we got going on right here. So this stock had a phenomenal run over the course of the morning and also over the course of the day. Now, what makes this stock so classic, you all know about this. Okay, the Cyber mouse pad. If you haven't got one, go to my website and buy one immediately. This will save you thousands. Okay, we sold out of the wall clocks, but we got these. Anyway, worst times to trade, best times to trade. Right here, you can see it right here on the chart. We had a big rally in pre-market, nice little pop early in the morning. Didn't do anything after that. Once around 2:30, he came back for the afternoon meeting. This thing was probably the best stock to trade in the afternoon. Ran from 360 up to 420, and this thing just did not stop up until 3:30, all the way up to about $6. Did a shake right here. What was nice about this is it had a beautiful Fausto flag. Beautiful. So we all know how Fausto flags work. And, this is something that we cover in our classes and everything. But PIK was a great, great mover and was very happy about that stock. Another stock that you guys traded yesterday that did pretty well was the MULN. That one was, kind of a late bloomer. Now, the problem with MULN is this, all right? The stock has been a really good swing trade. And, I lost money on this trade, and I'm so ticked off because I had a big block of it, and from losing money, I could have made money. I went 4 for 5 yesterday, but this one gave me a little bit more of a hit that I wanted. It happened right around here, and when it came back down, and obviously thing finally took off. This stock is really not a very easy day trade. It's a very big scalp trade. Stock traded, I think, close to about almost 500 million shares yesterday. I think it traded 50 million just in pre-market. Look, it already traded almost 10 million, and it's not even 9 o'clock, a little after 9 o'clock. Very, very hard stock to trade. You got to get the right time. And don't chase it. Let the stock come to you. It's just very, very, it's been a fun stock to trade, but don't get cocky on it. Don't look at the big run-ups on the stock. but as a swing trade, it's been doing pretty well. A couple other big swing trades. I know some of you guys obviously a little bit more on the expensive side. I jumped back in ABIV. This is one of the the virus stocks, one of the vaccine stocks. This is the test kit. Stock's doing incredible. I bought it at 130. I sold it at 145. I got caught up in the shake. End up buying it back around 150. Once stock was breaking all-time highs, so it's doing pretty well. It's a swing trade, and also Costco's obviously doing pretty well too. Want to see if it breaks all-time highs on this one too. So listen, we also do some swing trading. We also do, and being a good swing trader is being a good day trader. You got to know how to day trade first. So it was a couple of stocks. Other than that, across the board, you could see a lot of bleeding going on, a lot of reds. Another stock that I also did as good swing trade is Mara. You could see right here, stock did great in October. And, a lot of us who were swing trading it should have got in right around the $22, $21 price range. Big support levels right around the 20. If it broke 20, then this thing obviously is going to crap out. But it's got to get past this 27. It got close to there. You can see major resistance levels right around that 29.30. If it gets past that, this thing could go back to 40, from what it looks like where the next resistance levels is. But it was a pretty decent day trade yesterday morning. You could see how it ran from like 23 and it ran all the way to 25. All right. So anyway, let's turn the page. That's the past. Let's focus on the future. The future is, like you should have learned yesterday, you have to follow the money. Okay, so let's go see what's going on this morning. I am not a big fan of what's happening in this morning, so let's be very, very careful what we traded. But we do got a couple of cheapies that are moving. We got GROM, stocks up 52% already in pre-market. A lot of it all came from after hours trading. It did gap up, but it's on a downtrend. This thing, right around 5 o'clock in the morning was already trading at $1.70, came back down to $1.40. That's a pretty big substantial drop from where it was at, but we'll see how the stock trades. It's already traded almost 9 million shares. Not bad. This stock I found this morning, I put the stock, it was on the stock right here was on the morning watch list. You just made it pop around 9 o'clock. So this one's not looking too bad. Only issue, it's got resistance levels here right around $1.40. So you don't really have that much room left. So if you were in here this morning, you got in where 120, looking pretty good. You could trade a lot of shares of this stock. Doesn't look like we have an issue getting in and out of it. Nice tier sizes, level 1, beginner stock. Not really terrible. STNE is another one that popped up on my radar. That stock did unbelievable yesterday too. After hours, I guess earnings came out on it because that's the only reason we'll explain to go from $9.50 to $12. But she kind of found a little sweet spot right here. This stock I like about it because it was a $40, a $70 stock. This stock has not shown any, recovery ever since those drops, and came all the way to below $10. The stock was at $9.50. Some of you be like, is it too late to buy it? You know what? I don't know. It was $70 about, less than, 7 months ago, 8 months ago. So there's still plenty of room, but you got to use resistance levels in the past to get that game plan. But from looking at it, the only thing that kind of throws me off, and I know we have a lot of new students here at Cybertrade University, we always tell you the most important thing about buying a stock is not buying it, it's getting out of it. We don't focus on winners, we focus more on losers. And what is a loser? A loser is, can you get out of it? What's the spread? What's the tier sizes? That first lesson you watch that we teach you, which is called, it's the 3 T's: tradable, trend, and trap. If that stock's not tradable and it's not within your league, don't worry about it. There's so many stocks out there. But I could see it already. I would probably give it maybe a category 3. So if you're one of these traders here that make between 300 and 500 a day, this might be up your alley. Okay. So that one actually made it up. And obviously the UI, which we just talked about this earlier, the HUIZ, which is already up there. Now, did anything else pop up there? Listen, I went through the New York Stock Exchange and looking at some of these stocks. This stock went public yesterday. If you look at this, the second biggest percentage gainer on the New York is only up, 12%? That's garbage. Look, all these are all garbage stocks. Maybe Page, maybe this stock right here, but this will probably go on my B list, C list. I mean, HZ we traded. You know, a lot of these stocks we traded. I mean, this one's got decent volume, but I just don't like the tier sizes on it. RLX, we'll call that Rolex. By the way, you know, anyone here own a Rolex? Just out of curiosity. Anybody here own Rolexes? Anyone try to go buy a Rolex? There's just none around. You can't. It's like they got smashed and grabbed. Like they robbed all of them. It's the craziest thing in the world. I mean, like literally, you can't buy. I don't know what Rolex did or what the news is, but they just stopped making them. And the only thing you could buy is used one. There is not one in the showroom. I went to every Rolex dealer, and there's just nothing for sale. So if you got a Rolex and you want to make some good money on it, you could probably, I mean, if you bought a Rolex from last year, this year, you could probably sell it for double the money. So there's always there's been a lot of big demand for it. It's incredible to see it. You could go back to a Timex. You know, listen, Steve, whatever. Watch doesn't make you. You know, listen, people like watches. You know, everyone has their thing. Some people like cars. Some people like boats. Some people like houses. Some people like vacations. You know, but it's amazing. Like when I was in Las Vegas, I had a trade show to do there. Even over here, I'm like, what the hell happened? I'm looking. There is just not one single Rolex anywhere. It's crazy. Well, or you could be like Carl. You don't wear a watch at all. All right. So we got our little watch list going on over here. Listen, we always going to find out. You can go do a Breitling too, right? Absolutely. I remember Breitling really took off. I remember back in the 90s when it first came out, but they're also expensive. But for some reason, Rolexes are just, it just does not make any sense. But anyway, listen, let's get ready for the market open up. We got about 15 minutes. So I want you guys get ready before the open. Listen, don't get too cocky. Don't get too crazy today. I'm not always expecting it to be a great day on Friday. I always just tell everyone, just take the money and run. If you're in the right place, the right time, let's just say you got lucky on it. Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays are always the best times to trade, best times to be here. So it's always nice to have a 3-day weekend. You know, so if you make your money, do it. But I always say Fridays afternoons are always really good. So if you're around, make sure you access our alert service. Look at those watch lists. We'll keep you up to date if anything goes on. Good luck, everyone. Happy trading, and we'll see you when the market opens up. Everybody on YouTube, Facebook Live, we'll be back here, and we're here every morning at 9 a.m. and 2:30 going through the watch list to help you become a more profitable and more focused trader. Happy trading, everyone.